evening or good morning, wherever you are all over the world. Welcome to the Monday Platinum Teachings, the last one for November 2024. And my name is Irene de Pre. I am a bronze presidential from a small town in the Eastern Cape, South Africa, and I'm excited to be your MC for tonight. But before I hand over to our keynote speaker, just a few announcements. Remember, it is Rank Up Week. Check with your vital signs, success tracker, speak to your leader, see where you can help your team to rank up or to get Club 500, Club 1000, Club 2000, or Team 2, Team 4, Team 6. Check on your leadership level, how you can rank up and help more teammates to have more freedom to prosper. And then also the last week that you can get your book of the month and scan it on your Lead Team app to show your upline that you are serious about this business. It's always a wonderful book, and we are blessed this month again, to have a book with the title, All It Takes is a Goal. Then there's great excitement in South Africa with the launch of the K-Beauty Luminovation Skin range. We had a wonderful launch in Bedford View at Manatech House. Thank you once again to Elizabeth, that really did a fantastic job. It was such excitement before the Success Summit that there was a unanimous decision to launch in different places all over South Africa. So we're already kicking off. And this week, Thursday, the 28th, in Bloemfontein, and almost fully booked. So there are only place for 30 more people at the 5 p.m. afternoon session. So please RSVP to your leader and don't miss out. Then next week, Wednesday the 4th, there's another Luminovation launch, this time in George. So speak to your leader and get the details to also attend that. Then on that Saturday the 7th, 3 more in Cape at Stellenbosch Techno Park at the 7th, the Saturday, as well as Port Elizabeth and Gauteng Midrand. Also monthly trainings on the 7th in George and all these 3 places. But check with your leaders, your upline, because these Luminovation sessions are not on our 3pointplan.net the events. So find out where you can RSVP and don't miss out, because there's a great excitement of being younger, brighter and tighter, like our Darren Hoffman, country manager, said. Luminovation is going to rock your business, and we all need to have the best skin of our lives. But now the QR code you can see on the screen is 2323 to put into your Lead Team app that you've attended the function tonight. And now it is my pleasure. I'm honored to be announcing not only my beautiful sister, but my business partner, my mentor and enroller, Helena Wilken, Silver Presidential from Oudtshoorn, that's got this wonderful topic of we are in the business of staying young. So we're looking forward, Helena, to hear what you're going to share with us. Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. It's an honor and a big privilege to me to be speaking to you on this webinar this evening. Thanks, Irene, for the introduction. And thank you also for being my business partner in this business of staying young. Well, I think some people think I'm going to speak about Luminovation if I talk about the business of staying young. And believe me, I can really recommend it. I got my first batch from the US, and I started using it the 1st of October. It's fantastic. We thought that youth was a brilliant product, and it was, but Luminovation is next level. So if you haven't tried it, get your orders in. I can really say I love it, absolutely love it. But that's not my topic tonight. My topic is we are in the business of staying young, and a few things happened over the last while that made me think that we are really in the business of staying young. And please, if you are young tonight, I'm not only going to speak to the old people on the call. I think you are actually in the best position, if you're young, to stay young with this business, because it's just the best to be in. So what I want to get across by this topic is that Manatech is really the best for anyone to stay young, physically, mentally, to do self-development, to keep up with technology, and to live a wonderful, purposeful life while helping others. And all of that, all of these advantages, on top of having fun with the business, traveling the world, and earning probably a bigger commission check than the average salary earner out there. So we are truly in the business, I think, of staying young. Neil is part of a WhatsApp group with his old school friends, and one of his friends shared this video of an elderly lady. It was a black and white video, so it must have been taken sort of in the 50s or 40s or 50s. And I sort of guess her age must have been late 70s, early 80s. And she was so not really singing it. She was reciting this written piece. And it was about being in the business of staying young. And she was saying that most people who are retired, they just sit around every day, and every day is a bore. And you sort of start thinking that there's nothing else to live for. And you're comfortably retired, she actually said. Well, that was in those days. I think nowadays, there's very few people who are really comfortably retired. I think they're more stressfully retired nowadays. But I want to read you what she recited, because I think it's going to come over better just if I read a little piece of that. Because I think for me, it just connected with our Manatech business. A lot of it connected with our Manatech business. And she says, I know of a business that we can all be in. Make that business of staying young your career. Don't sit around and sigh and let the world go by. Get with it and stay with it as long as you are here. Don't live in the past. You plan a bright future and look forward to each added year. There is no greater thrill, no greater satisfaction than saying, yes, I'm up in years, but I'm still in action. Make staying young a career. I've been in the business of staying young ever since I hit the 50 mark. And believe me, it's a wonderful business in which all of you can embark. It gives you that happy feeling of starting life anew. And like any business, it requires time and attention too. Its compensations are many, and it pays big dividends. And you'll find as you go along, you accumulate a fortune in new friends. Just make up your mind, you're never too old, and I want to add too young either, to help someone. It will help you face those coming years with courage and a smile. If each day you can honestly say, I'm doing something worthwhile. Age can be a frightening thing if you let yourself fear it. You can't help it if you're up in years, but you don't have to be down in spirit. Take pride in your appearance. Try to look up to par. That's the only way that we can get people to forget how old we really are. So you get busy and be useful every day that you are here. And with your talents and your effort, go ahead and prove your worth. Be grateful that you are living in the world of youth today. And you too can be youthful if you think and live that way. So you be in the business of staying young. Make staying young your career. Now, I just loved this piece. It sort of really the energy that she did it with and that she read it with, I just loved it. And I thought, this is there's a connection here with our Manatech business that we can also stay in this business forever. And it doesn't matter, as I say, if you're young tonight, even better, because being in this business will keep you young. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when we speak about being young, the first thing that comes to mind is our physical appearance or abilities. So let's look at the first point, and that is firstly our physical bodies. So when I joined Manatech, I was 46 years old. That was 16 years ago, and I only now realize what an incredible investment I made in myself and Neil's bodies to stay young. And if I look back now, we were in Croatia in October. We were fortunate to go on a sailing trip with some friends on a yacht, and we were all more or less the same age, but it was really, we couldn't ignore the fact that Neil and I were definitely more healthy. We were more physically active. We were the ones going out for walks. When we were moored, we were the ones going snorkeling. And just the ability and the energy levels that we had was, I think, a level up from the others. And we, of course, were on no medical drugs or anything, which a lot of them were on. But being healthy and being on a trip like that, the one morning we went for a walk. We were actually moored in the little harbor in the marina at Starigrad, Havar Island. And we went for an early morning walk, and the next minute we spotted there was a bicycle rental place. And Neil said, why don't we rent some bicycles? Come, let's go cycling. And we ended up cycling to a town right on the other side of the island, which is 8 kilometers away. And so the total distance was 16 kilometers. And we are not regular cyclists. We just did it for fun, and it was fabulous. So when we got back to the yacht, the others asked, where have you been? You've been away for a long time. It was, because we stopped and we did sightseeing and chatted to people along the way. In fact, Neil even helped a girl that had a puncture with her bicycle on the way. But anyway, we got back, and our friends were so surprised to hear that we cycled 16 kilometers. And they said, oh, you're going to be stiff the next day and things like that. None of that happened. And then after our week in Croatia, we went to visit our son and daughter-in-law who lives in Mallorca, the Spanish island. That's their base. And our son, Ivan, he loves being active. He's just always, you can't just sit and do nothing. He likes action. So he took us to all these beautiful little beaches that's sort of, the tourists don't know about them. It's where the locals go, small little beaches hidden away. And he took us to this one beach which was like a big cliff, like a limestone or sandstone cliff. And it had these steps carved out, but it's sort of not very well carved out. Some of them are at an angle that you think you're going to slip and fall, And he said, we're going to go down here. I said, no ways, Ivan. He said, come on, Mum. It's beautiful down there. There's a beautiful spot to swim and snorkel and everything. And of course, I've got a little bit of FOMO. I don't want to miss out. So we started going down, and I'm a little bit afraid of heights. And as we were going down, I really needed a lot of encouragement. But being a Manateker, we don't quit. We carry on. And Ivan had to really assist me and hold my hand at certain spots. And we got down there, and it was fabulous. It was these flat rocks that you could lie on, and a beautiful little bay that you could swim and snorkel and everything. And as we were going back up, of course, that's easier because then you don't look down into the water. You're looking up towards the cliff. That was much easier. But Neil counted the steps. It was something like 525 steps that we did that day. Steep. steep steps. Now, why am I sharing these stories with you? I'm sharing it to say that I am sure if Neil and I didn't start using these products of Manatic 16 years ago, we would not have been able to do physically what we did on this trip. And be exhausted. We had energy. We walked some days 20,000 steps. And I'm sure that a lot of people our age would never have gone down those steps. Even a lot of young people would have chickened out. So we are truly in the business of staying young by using the Manatic products. And I want to ask you tonight, are you in the business of staying young? Are you really nourishing your body with the best products that we have on a daily basis? Because people, it is really the best investment that you can make. People so easily buy expensive cars or clothing or any material things, but you can always buy that again, but you can never buy another body. So be wise, invest wisely, and look after your best asset, your body. The second point that I want to make is, and that really determines how we age, is our mindset. Number 2. So Neil and I have learned a lot of things in Manatic. I mean, we've learned about health. We've learned about dealing with different types of people and personalities. We've learned about goal setting and dreaming big. But one of the things that also came out strongly and that we've learned that is so important is having a positive mindset. Having a positive mental attitude is one of the biggest assets and attributes that you can have. And a lot of people think that you can only be positive and upbeat if you have everything that you're wishing for, but actually it's the other way around. Actually, you need to have the positive mindset and outlook in life. Then you will acquire all the things that you want to have, and you will make all your dreams come true. I truly believe that a person's mindset, I mean, some people are old when they're 30 or 40, and some people are young when they're 80. I take my dad as an example. He's on his way to 97 now. He'll be 97 in March. And he's just an incredible example for me because he's always just positive. He never complains. He's just always happy. And he always gives love to people. And he loves telling the story that, he played tennis up till the age of 65. Then he started playing golf up till the age of 85. And then he started playing bowls up to the age of 95. But, that is such a positive way of living. And my dad, it's amazing for me that some people can say, oh, no, I don't know, I can't handle a cell phone, or I don't know how it works. But my dad learned to work a cell phone. And he's still, I love calling him on video calls because then at least we see each other and it feels like we're interacting. And he operates his phone at almost 97. So it's all in the mind. And I think in Manatic, we've learned a lot that we have to guard our mindset and our thoughts because that's one of our greatest possessions as well, that what we think about is what will come about. And that is why it's so important in this business also, if we want to be successful, to spend time and to listen to the audios that's on the Lead Team app, to spend time with the champions that's already successful and that's sharing their wisdom and a little bit of their minds there, and also to listen to the product audios by Dr. Steve Nugent. That's amazing to have. So, we can't be there and helping people if we don't have a positive mindset ourselves. We have to work at our own mindsets, and we have that available in our hands. And I really want to urge you, if you don't have the Lead Team app, please download it still tonight, right after this call. Speak to the person who's invited you or your enroller. The Lead Team app is for free, but if you want to have access to all the wonderful audios and the teachings of Dr. Steve Nugent, you have to subscribe to the library, and it's only 100 Rand a month. I mean, really? 100 Rand a month? It's like 2 coffees, two cappuccinos that you can cut out to have all this wisdom and inspiring stuff that will sort of help you with your mindset and help you to be successful. And the same with the book of the month that Irene just mentioned. It's so incredible that if we were not in this business, we probably would have been sitting in front of the TV watching, I don't know what. I don't know what's on TV, so I can't say what we would have been watching, but I just know that we wouldn't have been reading the stuff that we're reading. We wouldn't have been reading autobiographies and things like that. And that is indirectly associating with, well, the author or the character in the book. That's associating with people. And we've learned, we all know how important it is to associate with people that you would want to be like, because you become like the people that you spend the most time with. So it is important, I think, to spend time with the champions on the audios, reading the books, and be careful of people whose mindset is wrong, who's negative, because that can also rub off on you. I find that a lot of people have sort of a poverty mindset, but if we have the right mindset, we can give them hope, and we can help them to change their mindset. We can share the presidential stories that's on the Lead Team app, on the audios, and we can give them hope, because if they listen to those presidential stories and they hear what those people went through, and that it was possible for them to succeed, it gives someone hope that they can also achieve success. And why not? Of course they can achieve success. I find it also that some people think success should be easy. It's easy for some people. They look at successful people and they think, oh, it was easy for them. But believe me, anything worthwhile takes effort and time. And I think to be successful in Manatech takes less time and effort than being in farming, for instance, that we were in. If I think back how many hours Neil and I had to put in, how many adversities we had to overcome. I mean, we had a huge overdraft facility at the bank that we had to service. That was so stressful. We were farming with ostriches. Our ostriches, I mean, there's always a joke here in this area in Oudtshoorn. They say, if you farm with ostrich chicks, you know how many can fit on a wheelbarrow, because ostrich chicks die very easily. But I mean, we had bird flu breakout between our birds, and they had to come and kill all the birds, all the ostriches. We had droughts, so I can carry on and on. And I actually read yesterday people that had that put up a successful guest house in Zanzibar. The guy said it was 4 years of nightmares to make this dream come true. So often it looks to people from the outside that it's nice to be successful and people had it easy, but it's never easy. There's always a price to pay. But making a success of the Manatech business, I think, is much easier than anything else, because there's a system that's been put in place for us to support us. That's the books, the audios, the opportunity meetings, or online or in person, the monthly training sessions. Don't miss the last one of this year on the 7th of December. And then, of course, the Lead Team app, where we can set our goals, and we have upline leaders that can support us. When you're in your own business, you have none of that. You're in business for yourself, by yourself then. So I also think this business, and all business, is pretty much as hard as you make it out. to be. It's all, if you say it's hard, it's going to be hard. But if you say it's easy, it's going to be easy. And I want to give thanks to our Platinum Presidential, JP Costa, for making this business look so easy. When he got started, he was so enthusiastic and excited. And he didn't let any of his friends who told him then, this business will never work, he didn't make them steal his dream and quit. He rather fueled his dreams, and he really inspired us. Thank you, JP, for being an inspiration and for just sticking to your dream and focusing and going presidential in 10 months and building to platinum. It's really inspirational. At our Success Summit, we watched a video that of the song that the song is Speak Life. I think it's by Toby Mac. I searched it on YouTube. You can go and search it if you want to. I've listened to it a couple of times. I really enjoyed it. And it's about speak life. Speak life all the time. And the message is so clear that whatever we speak, we can speak life. But whatever we speak, we don't only affect ourselves, but we affect everybody around us. And we should really be aware of what we're speaking over ourselves, over our business, over our Crosslines business, and just everything and everybody in our lives. And I think we need to be aware that what we give out and the energy that we put out is what we're going to receive back. So we really need to be careful and think what you think about and what you speak about. And please allow me, while I'm saying that, to give honor to our 2-star platinum, Leonie van der Linde, who is really an incredible example of always speaking life and love. Leonie, I love the way that you always advise us to nurture great thoughts, for you will never become bigger than your thoughts. That is so true. That is such a beautiful quote. Nurture the greatest thoughts, for you will never become bigger than your thoughts. And Louis, I mean, we all remember Louis with fond memories, and Louis always used to encourage us to think bigger, to dream bigger, and to check our mindset, because you can only be successful if your mindset is right and if you speak positive. And thank you, Leonie and Louis, for being incredible examples of positivity and incredible leadership. So my point 3, it was physical, it was mindset. Now the point 3 of living a life of staying young is purpose. I just love the fact that, you could be doing anything in life, but it's so much better to be doing something that affects other people's lives as well. So when we got back from a month in Europe, I was only home for 6 nights, and Irene and I head off on a 10-day road trip again. And why would I do that? Because maybe because I have a little bit of FOMO and I didn't want to miss out on the Cape Super Regional Success Summit, on the Cape Success Summit, and also not on the Gauteng Success Summit and the Lumi launch, but mainly because it's really become a passion to help people. And it's really so rewarding to see what this incredible opportunity of Manatech can do for people. Health-wise, financial-wise, just thinking-wise, just changing people's way of thinking what could be for them is really an incredible satisfaction that it brings. And seeing someone, I remember seeing an 85-year-old Manatech associate crossing the stage in Cape Town, and she was saying she's staying part of Manatech and she's part of the business because it keeps her young and it gives her a purpose. And that really inspired me. So this morning, I was out having coffee with one of my customers. She's been using the products for 5 years. She was actually diagnosed with two autoimmune diseases before she started using the Manatic products. And one of the autoimmune diseases, she told me again this morning, one of the autoimmune diseases, by medical terms, never really improves. It can either with medication sort of get slowed down, but it almost always gets worse. As years go on, it gets worse. But hers, funnily enough, the count went down. And the doctors are flabbergasted. They can't believe it. And her second autoimmune disease, when she was tested now, they can't even pick it up anymore. Now, please, I just want to put in a disclaimer here. I'm not claiming that Manatic products will cure any autoimmune disease. I may not do that, and none of us may do this or may make a claim, but I'm just telling a story. I'm just telling you that this person were diagnosed with 2 severe autoimmune diseases, and by giving her body the Manatic products, she just gave her body the nutrition, and her body is actually the miracle that could then address whatever it needs to be addressed. But hearing it today again just warmed my heart, and I thought, yes, this is why we do this. This is why this business is so purposeful to be in, and I will never ever stop doing it. I mean, Neil and I, because we are an entrepreneurial thinking and we've always been in business for ourselves, we're forever seeing an opportunity and talking about maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. One minute we're scheming about putting an events venue here on the farm, and then we start putting pen to paper and making sums, and we realize, oof, it's going to be at least 3 million rand just to have it there. An investment of 3 million rand. And then you still have to have someone there to manage it and to run it to make a good return on that 3 million investment. And we don't want to be the ones that have to now put in long hours and work over weekends and sort of over holidays. And no, we want our time freedom. We want to enjoy our farm, and we want to have our time freedom and travel the world and have fun, and rather just do Manatic and have a purposeful life. The other thing that Neil sort of, being a farmer at heart, and because we had a wonderful olive harvest earlier this year we've only got 7 trees in our vegetable garden, and we had this massive olive harvest, and Neil actually took it upon himself to cure the olives, and they're beautiful. They're fantastic. So when we were traveling in Spain now, we specifically went to the area where our daughter-in-law's mother was from. Spain is the biggest producer in the world of olives and olive oil, and that area, Jaén, is the area which produces the most olive oil. And we were driving, and it was just kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of olive trees. And then, of course, because Neil's a farmer at heart, you start scheming and saying, maybe I should put a couple of hectares on Mayfair here on the farm. And then again, you start putting pen to paper, and you see it's going to be X amount for trees. You're going to have to line out the ground, the dam that's leaking. To keep its water, you're going to have to buy some implements, you're going to have to employ a lot of people, and it's going to be even more millions than putting up a venue. So in the end, what we've come to realize is that Manatic is the best business we can be involved in. And we can still have fun and travel the world. And the mission of and the purpose of helping people and staying young in the process is just the best business to be in. So we are very, very fortunate to be at the age that we are in and to be part of this business. And I feel very sorry for people who are still struggling at our age. I had a lady call me last week. They live in the Karoo in a smaller town, and her husband's not very healthy and they're thinking of moving closer to George to be closer to doctors, but they can't really afford to buy in the garden route. So they're thinking of buying in Oudtshoorn. She wanted my advice. Do I think it's a good idea to buy in Oudtshoorn and to start a guest house here? But she's almost 70 years old as well. And I said to her, do you know how much it's going to cost you? And do you know how many hours it takes? It's long hours, it's serving breakfast, it's lots of marketing to put your guest house really on the map. It's going to take a good couple of years. And I reminded her, I said, but you've got a Manatech associate account number. Why don't you love the products. You're using the products for many, many years. Why don't you just start plugging into the system and living the purpose of Manatech by helping others to build this business? So who knows, maybe she gets started. So I want to just quickly mention the last point, and that is number 4, learning and growing. So they say if something isn't growing, it's dying. I mean, if a plant isn't growing, there's no status quo. If the plant isn't growing, it's dying. And I think the same for a person. If a person isn't learning and growing, he or she is slowly starting to be sort of left behind and grow older, much quicker than what it's really necessary. But once again, by listening to our books, our audios, and reading our books, and by associating, I mean, it's for me so nice to get young Manatech associates into our business, and even Crossline, to associate with the younger people and to be part of that. It really keeps us young to keep on learning and growing and associating with young people. And I mean, Manatech is not all about just making the money and ranking up. Of course, that's nice, but the best gift that every person can give to themselves is really the person that you become on the journey of being part of Manatech. And we can all become the best person that we can be by making use of all that is available to us. So the technology, I just have to mention, that's one of the things that's available for us. I mean, there's a lot of us who started with Manatech and we didn't have a clue about computers or websites or personal Manatech web links or creating flyers for events or social media. These are all things that we can learn and that we have learned and that we are busy learning. And it's all stuff that's keeping us young and up to date. We're using WhatsApp. We're using WhatsApp status to promote things. We're using Lead Team app. Please, I mean, when the Lead Team app came out, I'll be quite honest, I didn't think it was necessary. But now I see how important it is for us to build a big business, because it allows you to set your goals, to track your weekly actions, and sort of judge if you are reaching your goals and if you can keep yourself accountable. And there's so much that you can learn and grow and that you can lead your team with, if you can see that they are also prepared to plug into the system and be part of the Lead Team app. So please don't ever think the recipe is there for all of us. I just want to say, don't think you're too old. Don't think you're too young. Just be part of this. And I was so inspired at the Success Summit by our CEO, Landon Frederick. I mean, it was so great to have him and to see him on the stage and to see his posture and his vision and his leadership and to see how he has grown since 2 years ago. And he actually commented and said that it was the leadership system of South Africa and the books and the audios and everything that inspired him to also start reading and do personal development and grow himself. And we could see it. And I'm really so proud of having Landon as the CEO, and I'm so excited to see what the next couple of years is going to be for Manatech, because there's definitely going to be a lot of growth and a lot of global expansion and a lot of excitement. So whether you're old or young, we are in the business, the right business at the right time. And I would like to end off by reminding all of us, life is a one-time offer. Use it well. So let's all be in the business of staying young. So with that, Irene, I'm going to give over back to you. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Helena. It's always wonderful to listen to you. I'm so proud of you that I can call you my sister and my upline. And I can remember in the beginning you said to me, we're not selling anything, we're telling stories. And we've heard that we must tell lots of stories, stick close to your upline and have lots of fun. And I know having fun with you and laugh a lot also keeps you younger. So thank you so much for the lessons that you taught me and for taking me by the hand. I would definitely not have been here if it wasn't for believing in me and all the fun we've had and giving me purpose in life again. So that's all for tonight, folks. It was wonderful to listen and to have you all here. So same thing, same place, next Monday evening. See you again on the Platinum Teachings and enjoy the Luminovation. Please RSVP ASAP. Good night.